In ancient times, music was utilized as a style of communication which was even before the creation of language. In fact, according to BBC, it was not until 40,000 years ago that musical instruments were utilized. Additionally, music was a production made by humans to gather one another socially, create entertainment, express one's emotions, as well as creating communication, just as aforementioned. And as humans continue to progress and create advances in technologies, humans gain the ability to create music in an instant. Due to this, there's been more music artists than ever. According to Statista, there were at least 27.8 million music artists in 2014 just in the United States alone. Now, it is safe to say that the number of music artists have drastically increased up to the point where it is almost impossible to keep count. And taking this fact into account, one must also make the assumption that the number of songs produced are immeasurable. On top of that, multiple music artists continue to rise with the purpose of expressing their emotions through a song. Likewise, in this day and age, according to The Guardian, there is a total of 1,264 music genres since the creation of music. Despite that, the purpose of this study is to identify the relationship between the mental health and common music genres among youths. Simply put, common music genres fall under two main categories, of which being uplifting and sad genres, where the uplifting genre has a joyful and a buoyant upbeat, while the sad genre includes a low and melancholic downbeat. Subsequently, in order to discern and identify the relationship between the mental health and common music genres among youths, a survey was conducted between 30 participative young individuals in Malaysia.
For sampling design, we are using Google Form as tools to conduct our survey, as it allows us to practice social distancing during this pandemic. And we are using random sample, which allows us to give each sample an equal probability to be chosen. And for our sample size, we chose to use 30 samples, as it is the most reasonable for us to use all of the samples in order to get most accurate representation of the overall population. For data collection procedure, the current study was submitted to our lecturer, Dr. Amjad Shamim, to be approved. After being approved, we started to distribute the questionnaire using Google Form to WhatsApps and Telegram. Participants were chosen randomly, and each participant took an average of time of 3 minutes to answer all 16 questions. And after we achieved 30 samples, the data were given to the data analysis department to be analyzed.
For example, from question 1, it says that state your overall mental health condition. So we have excellent, good, medium, poor, and very poor. So most of them have poor mental health conditions, which only shows 40.7%, while only a few people have excellent mental health conditions, which is 5.1%. As we can see from the pie chart, it states that music can improve their mental health, and most participants are neutral with this statement. And the next pie chart shows that most participants strongly agree that their taste in music changes as they age. And the last one is the most common music stream they listen to goes to YouTube, compared to other streams such as Spotify, Apple Music, Joox Music, and downloaded music. The table shows the descriptive analysis of stress. Descriptive statistics gives us information of the mean, standard error, median, mode, standard deviation, and sample variance. For example, the stress level, the mean is 3.4, the median is 3.5, and the mode is 4.0. While for the stress factor, the mean is 1.8, the median is 2.0, and the mode is 1.0. The descriptive analysis of music shows that we have the data for the age, gender, music genre, music streams, music factor, and importance of music. For example, we have the mean, median, mode for each data. The mean for music stream is 3.4, and the median for music stream is 4.0, and the mode is 4.0. The mean for music factor is 2.2, and the median is 1.0, and the mode is 1.0. We also did descriptive statistics for the taste in music change as they age, and the music application, the applicant subscription, and the subscription price. All of this shows the data for the mean, median, mode, standard deviation, sample variance, and the standard.
The correlation of music among youth. So there are a few significant and not significant correlation. So from the slide, we can see that music genre, music factor, and application subscription has a positive correlation with age, and other correlations positive. Music genre, music streams, importance of music taste changes, music application, and application on subscription with gender. And there are also not significant, which is a negative value of correlation, such as subscription price and application subscription, which means the inverse relationship. First is there are a few regression analysis. So the first, our hypothesis is H1 is to compare people who age 15 to 20 have high stress level than 21 to 25. So since it is to compare only two ranges of age, we chose to use t-test, two samples assuming unequal variance. So from the table, for age 15 to 20, which has like N24, and age 21 and 25, we compare both ages relationship with stress level. Since we assume that age 15 to 20 have high stress level compared to 21 and 25, t-test is the best method to analyze the data. So from the table, it shows that result between two ages with stress level. So t-test purpose is to compare the means between two groups. So this table shows that the means for both ages have small difference. Mean age 15 to 20 is higher than age 21 and 25, which means null hypothesis is significant. And also p-value of one tail and p-value of two tail are greater than 0.05, which is our significant p-value is 0.05, and which means there is no difference between the means, and it means the hypothesis is not significant or not accepted. And number 9, analysis is to analyze whether all group of mean are equal. So in order to compare the range of ages with application subscription, ANOVA method is the best method to analyze the hypothesis. So in variable age, there are three groups, which is one is 15 to 20, 21 to 25, and 26 to 30. So since the means for age is 21 to 25 is 1.54, 167, and the mean for the two groups of 21 and 25 and 26 and 30 are the same, which are 2, and the F value is lower than F critical value, which means it falls under the rejected region where null hypothesis is not significant. And it also shown that the p-value is 0.12, and it means it is greater than 0.05, which means the null hypothesis is not accepted. And so the last analysis is regression analysis to analyze the age and music factor affects the music stream. So from the table, it shows that there is negative coefficient between age and music factor with music stream, but it means the inverse relationship with music streams. And since the p-value, since the p-value of age is less than 0.05, which means the hypothesis for age is accepted, and the value of p-value of music factor is greater than 0.05 means the null hypothesis for music factor is not accepted. And let's say significant f shown that it less than 0.05, which means it is significant and thus the hypothesis is accepted.
So the first one is research proposed that music could reduce someone's mental health. Either it can increase or decrease the level of a person's mental health. There are 4 dimensions of music in our study, which are music genre, music factor, music stream, and also application types that affects the youth mental health. Based on our study, it shows that the participants prefer to listen to pop and sentimental genre whenever they are dealing with their mental health. The reasons why they listen to music is either because of they are feeling stressed, lonely, or even just for their own happiness.
And last but not least, limitations of study. The limitations of study, first, the study was conducted for people in the range of 15 to 30 years old, which also known as youth. Next, the questionnaire was done in an online setting, and the participants may or may not be 100% truthful while answering the questions. And the last one is there are 2 genres that were found significant with mental health, are quite common genres, which are pop and sentimental. They usually listen to these both genres whenever they want to cope with their mental health. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
So from the analysis, implication that can be taken is the music industry or artists can narrow down the information for future research. And next is to produce music that following use, taste, and reference. So music industry can use the information data analysis to gain more profit by looking at the music genres, music factors such as level and other variables into considerations to produce music that following use, taste, and preference. And also for future research to examine the relationship between mental health and music to generate better sources of knowledge. So they can also make this future research to examine the relationship between mental health and music to generate better sources of knowledge. And lastly is to make up or create music that can help you to cope with their stress. And this can help people who suffer from stress or unhealthy mental health, especially during the condition the world now, to get better and use this music. They can use this music as a therapy for their mental health issue. So from this, a new therapy can be created based on data analysis and survey information of how music has a relationship with mental health.
As we all know, music can provide enjoyment and contentment, but it also has many psychological benefits. The first recommendation is listening to more upbeat music, which can improve processing speed, and listening to both upbeat and downbeat music can improve memory according to a study. Therefore, it is encouraged to play some music in the background while working on a task to improve their mental results. Second one is to listening to peaceful pop and yoga tracks that can help to reduce anxiety and agitation. This song has a slower tempo and a basic rhythm that is also used to support restless sleepers and to reduce heart rates. It calms the mind and relaxes the muscles.
In conclusion, because of this study, we are able to conclude that people in the age of 15 to 20 years old does not experience higher stress level than the people at the age of 21 to 25. And the survey has also proven that the cause of stress does not affect the music genre that people listen to, which is quite surprising, as we expected that people listen to music based on the situation that they are currently going through. This shows that different people have different ways for them to cope with their stress, and music is not the only way for them to release the pressure from their mind, which is very good, as it shows how unique and complex human beings are.